Welcome back. I'm still with Senior Fellow at the New Culture Forum, Philip Kiszely, and we are going through the astonishing news schedule today. As I said before the break, Philip, how are at least 900 of these Afghani migrants whose lives we saved with this scandalous secret airlift, how are they repaying this nation's generosity? They're suing us. They're going to they're launching a legal action to sue Britain for £1 billion compensation for leaking the Taliban kill list, as they're calling it. These people, as I said earlier, they applied to be brought here. The actual leak of the list actually speeded up the process. So they got what they wanted. They've come here, and I know what's happened here. We've got some ambulance-chasing Chancellor lawyers have got their claws into the Afghani community, and they've said there's money in this for you. Let us sue the government. So we're now being, apart from the fact we've already spent £7 billion on this, folks, we're now being sued for £1 billion by the Afghani, or certain sections of this new Afghani community of ours. And I bet we lose the case.
Of course we'll lose the case, because we're an absurd society.
Nation.
We're an absurd nation, aren't we? And they know it. It's like, you know, we're there to be taken. That's the problem. You know, we're just there to be taken. They know it. They're not stupid. They come here and everything's free, and we're here wringing our hands for what? I don't know. We're wringing our hands, and it just feels as though all of this stuff is connected. It just feels as though this country is a powder keg at the moment.
It really is a powder. That's a perfect link, because in a little while we're going to go back to Epping, talking of powder kegs. I mean, as I said in my opening monologue, you know, or earlier on in the show, that we know that some of these Afghanis who were brought to Britain were sex offenders, or are sex offenders. Meanwhile, I'll guarantee you, they've all been fully vetted. Have they? Hell. There will be thousands of our new Afghani residents who we know nothing about. I'll guarantee you that, just like the asylum seekers. I mean, why would we be so careful about the Afghanis, where week in, week out, we let thousands of asylum seekers or unknown foreigners who cross the channel illegally, we just let them into the country and put them in a hotel about whom we know nothing, and some of them turn out to be sex offenders.
Actually, the only thing we know about them is that some of them are sex offenders. That's the key thing. So, you know, as you were just saying that then, what was going through my mind, because we've talked about it before, was the Pakistani rape gang scandal. And what will happen, you know, at some point in the future, my guess is we'll be talking about some of these people who are doing exactly the same thing. You know, that potential to put people in danger, the potential to break law, the utter chaos that we have in our cities, you can put it down to this kind of stuff. Because this isn't on its own. This doesn't stand on its own. This is just part of all the other nonsense that's being foisted upon us. And if you walk through, I just say this all the time, don't I? But if you walk through any city, you see people hanging around, you see young men who don't work, and it is these people, you know, and it's exactly the same thing. We've got 100,000 here. Of course they didn't, you know, they didn't all contribute to the war effort. Of course not.
As I said last night, you know, government is a difficult process. It's hard to be in government. To be a major cabinet minister, secretary is even harder. You know, Ben Wallace, Grant Shapps, the entire Tory cabinet, and the current Labour cabinet, it's not that easy. You can't just be kind to 100,000 people. Oh, you can all come. What they should have done is vet these people, work out the people who really did help us, and by all means bring them to Britain. They deserve it. But the rest of them, they're just chances. I had a call last night from a lady, and her sister worked as a nurse for the RAF, and she was involved in these airlifts, and she said that her sister said that while the planes were sort of taxiing or waiting on the runway, it was actually in Pakistan. It's an extraordinary operation, by the way, folks. These people were secreted by road out of Pakistan by covert British forces, I assume somewhere across the Khyber Pass, somewhere like that, into Pakistan, and then we fly them in these unmarked jets to Brize Norton and RAF bases here. But anyway, she said that while the planes were waiting to take off, they were like local taxi drivers just running at the planes and jumping on, and the people on the planes going, "Oh, what the hell? Go on then! Oh, go on then! You know, you go to Britain for the rest of it. Go on! Oh, God.
It's essentially like our
you
borders.
cheeky so and so, you cheeky thing."
It's like Kent. It's like Dover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, with as you said before, Kev, you expect this from the Labour Party because you expect be kind student politics. But I'm quite naive still about the Conservative Party, and I'm quite shocked. It's ridiculous that I should say this after all this time, but I'm quite shocked that the Conservative Party would just do this. But I'm saying that after Boris Wave, I'm saying that after they presided over the biggest immigration we've ever known. Of course, it's a silly thing to say.
Net zero.
Yeah,
don't forget, Boris was upset. You're right, but this be kind thing, and I don't want to be unkind, folks, but this be kind thing has infested the authorities, all of British life. It's the predominant kind of driving force of policies. So Ben Wallace, Grant Shapps, all that, oh, well, you know, lives are at stake, lives are at stake. Well, you know, I think British democracy, the principles of our democracy are very, very important. You ignored that. You prioritised the needs and the wants and the desires of foreigners over the needs and the wants and desires of the people who live here because you want to be kind. Well, you know, this has got to stop. We've got to start governing this country seriously. That's not serious politics. Meanwhile, if anyone's seen him, anyone's seen Grant Shapps, let me know if you've seen him. He might be sort of running around. He might be hiding behind a tree somewhere.
I think you're going to have to shout louder than that.
He's a funny little guy, isn't he? I mean, he's in big trouble. So what's he done? He's gone into hiding or he's run away or something. This is a guy whose political career, cabinet career, was distinguished not by the quality of his jobs, but by the quantity.
By the quantity, which is always a bad sign.
Yeah, I think he did pretty much every cabinet job. Wasn't he Home Secretary for about 20 minutes at some point?
I mean, you know, for me, he's one of the faces of the modern Conservative Party, and by definition, it really does feel that the Conservative Party is finished now. I can't think of any future for them. What you were just saying before about Kemi Badenoch, we're laughing about it because it's stupid and it's absurd, but they're stupid and absurd. You know, what can they offer?
I reckon that this entire saga, we must go to break in a second, but I reckon this entire saga, I think with honourable exceptions, but it highlights the dreadfully low standard of the people in the House of Commons.
Yeah, it really does.
Politicians generally, those people, 650 of them, as I say, I certainly don't want to impugn many of the decent ones, but there are so many absolute abject morons in that House. The quality of our politicians has plummeted. Where are the men and women of stature? They're nowhere to be seen, are they? Let me know what you think about all this. 03444991000. When we come back, we'll have a look at what's going on in Epping. It is building up there, and that could be a snapshot of Britain over the coming months of the summer, because more and more people, particularly with this Afghani news, are worried, as Philip said earlier, that this nation is turning into a powder keg. People